Greetings. This is Nigel again. Um, Today on my broadcast, what I'd like to do is share a very powerful tool that I have been using with my clients, and I think my audience will find it very useful. It's called the Trust Level Calculator. Now, you might be wondering, like, Nigel, what's the Trust Level Calculator? Um, well, it's a bit like credit score. Um, when I'm doing a transaction with a bank or when I go and borrow some money, they're thinking to myself, we don't know this guy. We don't know his history. And we would like to do some business with him, but can we trust him? And so what they do is they have this data on me, and it's called my credit score. And it just tracks my history of keeping my word, paying on time, all of those kind of things that financial services use for establishing whether they can trust a prospect or a client with their money that they're going to lend you. Or it's not really their money, but they're lending you money. And return of capital is very important. And if this person or me, if I have very low trust level, then I could, be a liability as far as return of capital. So what does that mean in terms of interacting with people in general? What I found is that I am a trusting person. As soon as I meet someone, they automatically get 100% trust, and it stays at 100% until I discover things that about them that causes the trust level to diminish. So I'm interested, for those who are listening live or recorded, what's your favorite way of establishing trust? Do you trust first and then adjust down, or do you trust very little and adjust up? I'm sure there's scenarios where it's better to trust little and build trust. And then in my case, I just have a default. I meet you, I trust you, and then the only thing that can happen is to diminish that trust. And then in my case, I'm always thinking about helping to rebuild it. Now, naturally, because of my modus operandi, it has cost me dearly in terms of trusting people who have low trust level. And, it became frustrating for me. At least I had the gift of frustration in terms of helping all these people and getting burnt. So what's the cure? How does one stop oneself from being burnt? Fortunately, for every problem, there's a solution behind the scenes. So I came up with a tool, a system, or a way, a methodology that helps me to determine my own trust level and the trust level of the person that I'm dealing with. So I'll just go straight into it. Let me just share my screen with you. Yes, I think. Let's see if this works. Okay. There it is. I think there's a better picture. So it's called the Trust Level Calculator. And let's see if we can go back to the beginning right here. The trust level for any person can be calculated based on this formula. The formula is trust level is equal to honesty level multiplied by integrity level multiplied by precision level multiplied by responsiveness level. So let me explain these components. It turns out that these 5 components, or 4 actually, are the top 4 core values that I found to be useful in terms of A, performance, and B, just reliability and people's faithfulness and, trustworthiness. And so let's look at the first component, honesty level. What is honesty level? My ability to speak the truth that is in my heart. Um, as far as honesty level, there's like two levels of honesty as far as I can see. There's the one level, which is the second level, where I'm speaking the truth, but I bent it slightly. It's called distorting the truth. For example, my name is John. Actually, I'm saying my name, but really I'm twisting the truth. My name is Nigel. So that's like the second level of dishonesty. The higher level of dishonesty is a subtle but very, a lot of people are not aware of this, but withholding the truth. So what is your name, Nigel? Nigel, do you know your name? The truth is known in my heart, but I refuse to share it. So I'm withholding the truth. So that's what we mean by honesty level. And as you can see, honesty level is kind of binary. It's either 1 or 0, meaning I'm either telling the truth, expressing it, or I'm lying, whichever way, second level lying or first level lying. And so as far as mathematically, honesty level has a 1 or a 0. Okay, let's look at the second component, which is the integrity level. The integrity level is my capacity to do what I say I'm going to do. Now, unlike honesty, it's not binary. It fluctuates between 1 and 7. And the scale I'm using for the other three components is called the scale of mastery, which I can share when you visit my website. In fact, slight commercial break. I will be putting in this below the link that you can actually engage with me on this subject in a much deeper level during my Thursday webinar series. And you can go to greatnessactivation.com/trust. Anyway, back to the second component, which is integrity level. To the degree that I keep my word, then I have a high integrity score. And to the degree that I am breaking my word, I have a low integrity score. Obviously, everyone has some degree of integrity. And if we measure it from 1 to 7, we can have a number that will be multiplied in the equation here. The second component, it is the precision level. Nigel, what do you mean by precision level, man? Precision is the capacity to speak in numbers. Example, I'll see you later versus I'll see you at 4 o'clock on Thursday, May 4th. The precision changes the way that the mind works. When I leave out numbers from my speech, there's all sorts of manner of things going on. One of them is deception. So when people leave out the number from their speech, there's usually an attempt to withhold the truth. Since numbers convey truth, and numbers technically don't lie, but I can lie about the numbers. But numbers convey a lot of truth and information. So when I add it to my speech, my precision level goes up. And then there's the fourth component, which is called responsiveness. I notice that when I'm working with people, clients, prospects, family members, there is a delay between a stimuli when I ask a question and I respond. The people who are engaged in some kind of deceptive, shifty behavior tend to process a lot before they respond. And that, Nigel, okay, so people might be being thoughtful, but usually the truth is known in the heart. Did you take the thing out the cookie jar? The answer is yes or no real quick. However, if I'm calculating the risk and the implication of my activity, I might spend some time delaying my response. And one way to see it is looking at the way my eyes are moving before I'm responding, because I'm calculating in my head and my eyes are looking at my option. And so you've heard that phrase, he was shifty eyed. Nigel was shifty, man. So once again, responsiveness is an indicator of trust level. So if I was to summarize this formula, there are other core values that we could add, but these ones are the primary indicators of trust. Do I tell the truth? Do I do what I say I'm going to do? Do I speak with precision? And do I respond quickly? Generally speaking, I found that when these numbers are high, then my trust level is high. When the numbers are low, my trust level is low. And if the honesty, I find that the person's lying, instantly trust level goes to zero, and it's very difficult to recover once I discover or it is found out that someone is lying, because the trust level just goes down to zero. So with that said, let's look at how we could apply that. First of all, I recommend applying it to myself. It's like doing my own credit score. What is my level of trust? And then each person I'm working with, they maintain their own trust level score. And now imagine a world where imagine a weird world where people's are walking around and they have their trust level score being broadcast. Or as I'm working on an app right now where the trust level score is actually being calculated based on activity and can be shared. So at any given moment, I can see how I'm doing. I can measure my trust level. When I measure my trust level, I can improve it by the law of measurement. Whatever I measure, I improve. So let me just summarize again. Trust level is honesty level multiplied by integrity level, multiplied by precision level, multiplied by responsiveness level. Let me just do some quick calculation. If I have a high trust level, let me just make sure I can see that. Sorry there. Yes, meaning I have the highest level of integrity, highest level of precision, highest level of responsiveness, and I tell the truth, then my trust level score is at max, 343. That's like having a super high credit score. You can just do anything with this person. And that's that's the aspiration that I have for myself, to keep my trust level score high. On the other hand, let me go to a lower end. And here, this is like a mid-range. I have a average or fairly good, let's just say, precision level 555, and you can see my score is 125. So it changes drastically. Let's see. Let's go down to a really low score. There you go. This is where my integrity level, I'm an honest person, but I have such low integrity. I barely keep my word for anything. I have also very low precision. I'm in survival, basically. This is the state of survival. And then I have very low responsiveness. Then you can see the score goes down to 1. And as long as I'm alive and I'm telling the truth, this is theoretically the lowest score that I can have. So I think that's it here. Just to give you a sense of the range of trust level scores, the highest there, 343, is for people who are operating level 7. People who are operating average level 6. They're in the 250 range. People are operating at level 5. I think we said 125 score. People are operate below level 5. It's down there in the hundreds. And then, by the way, the normal human being who hasn't done any personal development or is not engaged in any of my programs or any kind of program, they're down there in the double digits, 20s and 30s and 9, those kind of numbers, single digits. And that's what I'd like to change. So the secret of life is to raise my level of awareness so that I operate in what I call the flourishing zone, and I can easily increase my trust level, or my trust level increases the more that I'm flourishing. The more I'm in the surviving and striving range, is the more likely it is that I'm going to encounter low trust in myself and in others. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to just leave this here. Thanks for watching this broadcast. If you'd like to go deeper in the application of this tool and this practice, this calculation, please join me on my Thursday live interactive webinar series. Sorry, it's not live, it's recorded, meaning it's a Zoom call, but this is where we work interactively with each other and look at this topic in more detail. So until my next broadcast, this is Nigel Henry signing off. I'll see you soon.